Good evening, one and all. Hope you're all well. Let me know if you're watching. I'm just waiting for Paul. Hopefully, he'll arrive shortly. So let's put some comments in, so I have something to talk about. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start telling you some awful dad jokes, and I'm not very good at dad jokes. So, I think Paul might be here. Here he is.
Hello.
Hello. I was just telling them I might have to start telling them dad jokes if you don't hurry up.
No, I'm really sorry I'm late. I was finishing off a workshop and an online workshop, and I can't leave before it's finished because it's very rude, and it's a really important thing to me. So that we I give people the right amount of time. So I apologise for missing the first.
No problem. You've just saved everybody from terrible jokes from me.
What, more terrible than the previous nights?
Well, exactly. We wouldn't want to go any further down the hill, would we?
No.
It turned from a dip into a valley, as we said the other day.
It did, yeah. And that's a pant, isn't it?
You and the other Paul Davis, who I was on live with earlier, you're both talking about taking your clothes off. It's ridiculous. There's something wrong with you people called Paul.
I'm keeping mine on tonight because it's really cold here.
That is a relief.
Yeah, and I made the mistake of having the heating on for the last hour. So I've now had to open the door. So I've got one side that's too hot and one side that's too cold.
Terrible.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to get up at some point and close the door down, but we'll be fine.
Okay.
So anyway,
okay. I am. We'll catch up on some of the comments. Good evening, Tina. Hello, Tracy. You can say hello to Paul now. He's finally arrived.
Oh,
hi, Joel from Lynn. And as if by magic, Paul appears. And then hello from Rachel. Andy says hello. Eleanor says hi both. Yep. Jill says hi guys. Trish says hi. Sorry can't join watching wildlife presentation. Hello and good night. Well, I hope you can watch it on catch up later on. And we'll see you again soon, hopefully. Lynn says I
feel shunned.
Lynn says he was doing well talking to himself. Lol. And Andy Yates says, don't mention flashing. Now, for a bit of context, if you don't watch our Photography Out Loud videos, we were talking about flash and strobe photography earlier, and Paul was making comments about flashing. So, yeah. Hence why I was saying about
flashing.
So, and hi to Chris Noel and to Chris Ward as well. Oh, and Adele. Hello, Adele. So, yeah. Wow, it's Friday night. This week has gone very, very quickly.
Yeah, on Friday night, everybody's out, aren't they? Even though it's lockdown. The roads here are crazy. It's like traffic jam central again. There's no lockdown down here.
I was coming home. Yeah, I was coming home, and there was a traffic jam coming out of McDonald's. Madness. What? Yeah, like we've got a roundabout, then down to a McDonald's, and there was traffic all the way up onto the roundabout and over the bridge almost. Crazy.
Is that part of your healthy eating, Joel?
I drove right by it, so it must be healthy eating.
So,
I had a very healthy chili.
Yeah. So where are we at then? What are we doing tonight?
I don't know. Talking to you.
Well, it's nice. I'm being good. I'm trying to behave because in the workshop that I was doing, you see, the lovely Lynn Fraser was there, and she said that she was going to go to watch the Pinky and Perky show. I genuinely didn't know whether to be offended or.
Oh, talking about offended, Paul.
Oh God,
Sarah. I was trying to work out what you meant by Mrs. Brown's Boys yesterday.
She keeps us all in line.
She what?
She keeps us all in line.
Oh, I see. She was trying to figure out whether you were saying that she looks like Mrs. Brown or Kathy or something. I've never watched Mrs. Brown's Boys, so I didn't know what she was on about and didn't know what you were on about. So that explains it. Hopefully Sarah is less offended now.
I hope so. I mean, you know,
and clearly she can't keep us in order.
No, that's because she's not here.
That's true. That's true.
If we were doing this in the shop, then we would be very much in line, and it would be very different. And the other thing I didn't do was I didn't get my my boobies t-shirt because
you're talking about clothing again.
Can't find it. So, yeah, so I've got a t-shirt with just a number on it. It is.
Great. Can you do a handstand so that we can read it properly, please?
I tried.
Slightly disappointed with that effort, Paul. That you didn't do a full-on headstand. So evening to Erica. Erica says hello, and Steve sadly missed earlier. Well, catch up on that one. It was good. It was about flash and strobe photography. And hello to Anne. So hello. Now I keep saying it's the last episode, but hopefully it's not the last episode. Hopefully this is just the third episode, and then we'll have another episode later on. So on
we're going to have to do the exhibition. We're going to have the opening of the exhibition where we clink champagne glasses through that.
Yeah. Yeah, this way, like this.
Don't leave me.
Chink. Michelle says, Paul, you remind me of Marty Pello. I've no idea who Marty Pello is, so I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, indifferent thing.
He was the lead singer of Wet, Wet, Wet. And
a bit before my time, perhaps.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. It's just I spend half my life with Sarah talking to reps about all these things, and she's like, "Oh, it reminds me of such and such." I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, I have a little story to tell about Marty Pello, if you want to hear it.
Crack on.
So it's not the first time that I have been told I look like him. And when I was younger, I used to have spiky hair, which is what Marty Pello had on his hair. You should really find a picture of him, Joel. And I was playing pool with a friend in a pub, and this lady came in and she said, "Oh my God, are you Marty Pello?" And my friend said, "He is, but he doesn't want anybody to know." So she then produced a friend with a camera, and I had my picture taken with her and her friend, and I signed her. I signed a book that she had, and I also signed somewhere else that she wanted me to sign.
Wow!
Wow! Put that on Facebook.
Yeah. When are you going to write your memoirs? This is going to be hilarious.
Anyway, calm down.
I think you probably do look like Marty Pello, to be fair. Yeah.
I can feel it in my fingers.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Steve says he was popular with the ladies. And Erica says, "Oh, dear, I feel really old." And Michelle says, "So funny." Rose says, "Sorry I'm late. What did I miss?" Oh, too much already. Apparently, Paul's been signing things he shouldn't be signing, and false pretenses of being somebody he's not. Oh, dear.
I was young and carefree and, Anyway.
Lack of Scottish accent. Oh, is Marty Pello Scottish?
He's Scots, yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Right. They can't have been big fans then, can they? Oh, Sarah says better than looking like Mrs. Brown.
Yes, yeah. And we've gone truly international now because Edie Clifford is watching, and she lives in Boston, USA.
Wow. Hello to you. Hey, international. I like Boston. I went there when I was 18, just before Thanksgiving. Beautiful place.
Yeah. You know that now we've cracked America. We've made it.
You might have done, Marty. Oh dear.
I could make loads of jokes using their songs, but it would go over your head. It'd be completely lost on you because you're just too young.
100%. I'd have to Google them all.
You would. I mean, it's such a pity that you look older than your years.
That's interesting you say that, because normally I get the other way, where I get told I look like a 12-year-old. That's why I grew this, because my wife was like, let's see what it looks like through lockdown. I was like, okay, that's fine.
You look 2 years older than me. I'm 52.
And then I said, so am I keeping it or not? And she said, no, you're keeping it because it doesn't make you look like a 12-year-old anymore. And now I actually look about 20.
Yeah.
So apparently to you, you think I look 52 or something.
52. There's a wealth of experience hiding in that beard.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah. Right.
Now then. Right. Episode 3, which means brief 3. And
brief 3.
So let's recap on brief 1 and brief 2. So brief 1 was
After Dark.
After Dark. And Erica has just said a bit earlier, just been out chasing bats for After Dark. Tricky.
Good girl. Yes.
So that's interesting.
Yes.
And so After Dark is number 1. So you can produce 3 images.
Yes.
After Dark. And then yesterday we had... You're blinking. Are you trying to pretend that you're frozen again, but your eyes are blinking?
No, I was just trying to remember what it was. Yes, I have real trouble with On My Way. So On My Way was the theme for yesterday's.
Okay.
So you can produce 3 pictures to go with the theme of On My Way. And I think it was Chris who said, On My Way to the Fridge.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. This third video that we've done, Joel. I think we're on our way to the bottom.
Oh dear. Do you think?
Really do. Yeah. I think people are losing.
Hopefully they'll have drunk. Hopefully they'll have drunk enough wine to make it better.
Let's hope so. And then tonight's theme is going to be also something you can do from home, and it's called By the Back Door.
Excellent. So, and we can have them produce 3 images for this one as well. So we're up to 9 in total. So 9 images can be entered.
9 images across the 3 briefs. So you can do up to 3 for each one. 1 if you really like it. 3 if you really, really want to. Entirely up to you. There is no judgment, or there's no extra prizes. There's no prizes apart from a bit of cake, maybe.
Yeah.
So the idea is
yours has had the arsenic taken out now, because you've not said that Sarah looks like Mrs. Brown.
No.
You saved it.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain what the point is, Joel. Shh.
Come on, crack on then.
Right. So the idea is just to get you out having fun, taking pictures, very, very close to home for those of us in lockdown, and in a sort of accessible way for those of us in areas that have got different tier systems. And it's basically to sort of show you that you can be really creative and imaginative with where you are. Now, as Tina points out, she hasn't got a back door.
Hey, do you have a side door?
Your front door and back door can be the same thing. It doesn't have to be the back door of your house. It could be the back door of your van, Tina, because I know you've got a lovely camper van, which is also a side door, but there is a back door to your van, I think, or a tailgate at least. So, you can take the brief and be very literal, or you can manipulate it a little bit. The rules aren't hard and fast. The subject title is just a guide. It's not to be a constraint. So if you don't have a back door, break into your neighbour's house where they do.
Wow, this has escalated quickly.
Or go to Cambrian. They've got 3 back doors.
Really?
I think so. You've got all sorts of back doors.
Well, I think we have 5, depending on if you count them as openings individually or as doors, actually. So we've got like double doors. So
yeah, don't show off. So
does that mean that we've made it in life when we've got doubles?
Yeah. If you've got double back doors, you're in there. But so we just want you to be as creative and imaginative as you can. It's not about the kit that you take it on. It's not about whether you use, the right camera or the right lens. Do it on your phone. Do it as a cyanotype if you can do it.
Pinhole.
Pinhole. Yeah. Draw it if you wish. Make it with Lego and photograph it. Don't quite know.
I can get my son to help me with that one.
There you go. See, I mean, really, it's anything. It can be as wacky as you want, but we just want to have some fun with it. We're trying to make people smile, because this time of year for any kind of restriction on our freedom is really hard because of the shorter hours of daylight. People are worn down by it. There's a lot of other rubbish stuff happening in the world, and that weighs everybody down. So by just lifting the mood slightly and being a little bit creative and not being judgmental about the photography, we can we can have a bit of fun, a little bit of levity with life, turn off the depressing kind of news, and just sort of reframe where we are a little bit. So that's all we're trying to do, just help you guys out, and in helping you out, you're helping us out, because you're giving us a place to talk.
I just read some of the comments.
Yeah, I know. I'm brushing over some of them. Are you? I thought you were yawning. I was like,
no, I definitely wasn't yawning. Goodness me! Oh dear. Right. Anyway, right. So we've got our 3 briefs, which are After Dark, On My Way, and By the Back Door. That's correct, isn't it? Yeah. And you can you can enter 3 images per brief. So that means that you've got 9 photos. These can be sent to me via email, Joel, Joel, at cambrianphoto.co.uk. So I'll just put that on here again for those that haven't been here the past few evenings. There we go. And you can also send them to us via Facebook Messenger, so Cambrian Photo on Facebook. And you can also post them to our Facebook wall. And
I've got a stamp.
Oh. And somebody's just going to stick it to the front of the shop. Guerrilla entering of photographs. That'd be quite. I'd have to take a shot of that and enter that. Somebody had done it after dark.
Yeah.
And we need them in by the 16th of November 2020. So like a week and a bit. By 23:59. Cannot receive them on Tuesday. That is an impossibility. And then afterwards, we're going to do what with them, Paul?
We're going to have an online exhibition.
Excellent. And what form will that take? A virtual one? Bring your own wine.
Yeah, it'll be virtually brilliant.
BYOW.
Yeah, it's going to be a sort of a little video on online that you can watch it in your own, the leisure of your own home, while sharing the excitement of the evening with me and Joel, And what we might do on the night is actually get Sarah online too to cut ribbon to open officially.
Oh, very good.
And also, we are looking into producing a book of the exhibition, which will probably be called Cambrian Capers. And
we had a great one yesterday, didn't we?
You did, but I bet you can't remember it, can you?
No, I can't. Oh, it was really
was
good name.
Joy with Joel? Oh no, that's a whole other book.
You're gonna get me into a lot of trouble, Mr. Sanders.
I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so there may well be a book once we've sorted that out, and then once everywhere reopens and we can travel into Wales, we're gonna put some prints up and have a proper exhibition up at Cambrian, to get people in for a cup of tea, cup of coffee, piece of cake, maybe a glass of wine, and just have a bit of fun with it. So it's about building community. It's about building a sense of belonging to a group. It's it's not about selling stuff. It's about us buying into you guys, and you just having some fun and exploring photography.
Yeah, it'll be great. Lynn Fraser said a Valley of Nonsense or something like that. That was after your comment about pant and what it meant in Welsh. And it meant dip, didn't it?
It did. I tell you,
it still does mean that, apparently.
I dipped. I tell you, I've really dipped.
Oh dear!
All the really important photographers that you've had at the show, right? None of them have done this because they all went no. That Cambrian barrel that you've got outside the back door. I'm the little bit of dirt on the bottom that you've got stuck on your fingernail.
Definitely not. You're right at the top. Creme de la creme. You're the pioneer. That's why nobody else has done it.
Right.
Yeah. Are you going to come to the exhibition when we open it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Excellent. Of course I will.
Even better. There we go. If we have any wet fans,
wet. Yeah, I'll do it.
He'll sign something for you.
Yeah, if you bring your album, bring your wet album, and I'll sign it.
Whilst eating your lemon drizzle cake.
Yeah.
Can you hear my kids having a bath?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get this when I work with the BBC. I don't get kids having a bath in the background.
Oh dear. The joy of family life.
When I sign autographs, yes. I can.
From now on, you shall be referred to as Marty.
What have I let myself in for by doing this?
Strike a light, I have no idea. And Andy has summed it up well. It's all about education. Excellent. Opening horizons. There we go.
That's it. Joel, horizons have been broadened.
What?
Your horizons have been broadened.
Apparently. I've learned about wet. Is there only 3 wets?
3 wets, yeah.
And Marty Pello, who Paul looks like, apparently, who's Scottish, but Paul doesn't sound Scottish in the least.
No, I'm not going to do a Scottish accent because there are people who live in Scotland live, and that would be us. I've offended the whole world already tonight. So.
Yeah, we've gone international now, so there's Americans being offended by you. Shocking. Yeah. Anyway, so 3 images for each brief, totaling 9 images. Send them in between now. We have already received some, so keep sending them in, and make sure they're in by the 16th of November. And look at the comments. You need loose briefs for broad horizons. Good grief. What have you done? What have you done? Right. So thank you for joining in for the past 3 episodes and the announcement. If any of you have managed to do all 4 of those, then thank you very much for putting up with Paul and I, or just me, or just Paul, depending on your viewpoint. Thank you, Paul, for joining us, and we look forward to speaking to you in the not too. Yes, you. And we look forward to We do look forward to speaking to you in the not too distant future. These comments, terrible. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Stay safe and have lots of fun with these 3 titles to work to. And I'm really excited to see all the results that we get in, because it's always interesting to see customers work and the great ways that people interpret these titles. So I look forward to it. It's definitely been an education, Erica. Oh dear. Right.
Yeah, well, there you go. We're all about education.
We are.
Remember,
so
what is in front of you is your teacher.
Right. Well, I better get off the screen because you won't learn very much.
No. So
anyway, we will have a great weekend.
Thank you, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Take
Bye.
Care.